The Gonzaga experience fosters a mature commitment to dignity of the human person, social justice, diversity, intercultural competence, global engagement, solidarity with the poor and vulnerable, and care for the planet. This quote is taken from the Gonzaga University mission statement. Located in Spokane, Washington, this academic institution is known for its exceptional liberal arts program and phenomenal basketball team. But from the outside looking in, do people really see what Gonzaga is all about? After all, it is a Jesuit university, which is a lesser known but extremely important trait of the university. You may not be able to see the Jesuit ideals present at Gonzaga from watching a GU basketball game on TV or exploring the Gonzaga University website, but after talking to a diverse group of Gonzaga University members, it is clear that the Jesuit ideals can be clearly found in the Gonzaga community, despite the religious affiliation of its members. To develop a greater understanding of what attracts students to a Jesuit university, we spoke to many of them asking, what was your knowledge of the Jesuit community before you came to Gonzaga? As well as, did the Jesuit philosophy influence your decision to attend Gonzaga?
So I didn't know much, but I'd say a month before I learned a lot about the Jesuit traditions and values.
Well, I went to a Jesuit high school, so I was pretty familiar with the Jesuit ideals, and I was pretty involved, so I knew quite a bit about it.
All I really knew was that it was just like a branch of priesthood. I didn't know much more than that.
Previous to that, I literally had no idea what it meant. I remember I asked my parents if Jesuit meant Jewish, and that was definitely really far off.
Although academics as well as extracurricular activities play a fundamental role in attracting students to Gonzaga for college, the idea of a strong community is a concept that was touched on by everyone we interviewed. When talking to students, we found that there was a direct correlation between the Jesuit ideals and a strong community on campus.
My sister came to Gonzaga, and I really liked the community and all.
Yeah, I actually was looking at primarily all Jesuit schools.
I think so. I think that was a big part of it. I was looking for a school with similar values, so it did.
I big onto the community, and also the size is very appealing to me.
The academic reputation was what initially interested me in Gonzaga. And then once I got here from my tour, I had a really good experience with the community and the people who came here. So I felt like I would fit in pretty well here, and everybody was really nice. It hasn't proved me wrong since I was here.
The Gonzaga mission statement touches on Jesuit ideals, saying, one need not be a Jesuit or Catholic to espouse the great majority of these values. They are accessible from other faith traditions and from philosophical, ethical reflection. Although religion founded in Jesuit ideals can be seen all over campus, it is very possible to take away values and teachings from the Jesuit philosophy without them being grounded in faith. Students we talked to touched on the positive effects of how they have seen this community on campus.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's multiple examples I can think of just from the beginning of this year. I know when it talks about community and educating the whole person.
I definitely think I can. Like, everyone's always so accepting here, and it's great.
Nice.
I didn't know that the community was so great because of Jesuit morals and whatnot.
We found that many of those students who most strongly identify with the Jesuit community do not come from a traditional Catholic background. When asked if the Catholic faith is forced upon them, students who didn't identify as Catholic strongly testified that the Jesuit community welcomes and encourages their diverse faith beliefs.
I think religion is a big part of what Gonzaga wants to teach here. Not necessarily Catholicism, and not necessarily practicing it, but just learning.
Accepting. It's much more of a liberal school than a lot of other Catholic universities, and even those religiously affiliated, and so they really, here at Gonzaga, stress individualism and allow people to really use thought besides just blind faith.
And I guess I'm one of those people where I'm Catholic, but my focus is on God, and that's not necessarily on the doctrine.
Depends on how much you choose to be involved in that kind of thing. For me, I do, because that's where I put my time. But I think just as easily you could not notice that it was a Jesuit school at all.
To further illustrate how the Jesuit ideals are so clearly demonstrated in the Gonzaga community, we interviewed 3 students with unique situations. Faisal, an international Muslim student, Talia, who identifies as agnostic, and Adam, a student who holds a strong Catholic faith despite the fact that his sexuality is not fully accepted by the Catholic doctrine.
And I have many friends. They don't hate me or do anything wrong for me, for my religion. They respect more for my faith, for my country. Still, and I don't speak.
Do you have like a category for like your faith, or is it like you're just sort of not
I
religiously?
don't like labels, but the closest one would be agnostic, probably.
Okay.
So
So do you feel like you've ever been, excluded or discriminated against on this campus because of that?
no. Well, definitely not discriminated against. Maybe excluded a little bit, but by my own choice. I guess like religion on campus is something that is readily available if you choose to seek it out, but I haven't. So the exclusion is by my own choice.
And it really, I feel like I have just as much right as everyone else to practice my faith, even if I don't necessarily believe the official doctrine of the church. Because, like I said, it's about God and having a relationship with God.
Overall, even Gonzaga's minority students find that the community does live up to its ambitious mission statement of welcoming all people. The Jesuit philosophy on campus has successfully created a diverse community with a unique experience to offer all individuals who wish to participate in life as a Zag.